Wow, that was a great intro to a video. But that intro or beginning bumper doesn't meet the company standards. We need to use the bumper that the company is standardized on. Something like this.
What if your employees and customers?
Nice. Now I basically want to watch that whole video, but I'm not going to put that in here. But if you're interested in it, you can always find that on the Kofax YouTube channel, just like you're going to find all the enablement on demand videos that you're making on that same channel. Lately, our team has been pumping out videos like crazy. You know, like PDMs trying to complete all their MBOs. Well, our library is filling up and it's filling up fast, I've been getting a lot of questions from people on how to create the beginning and ending bumpers, or where do I find them and how do I do it. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to create the beginning and ending bumpers so that they do meet the company standard. The first thing you need to do to begin the process of applying the bumpers is you have to download the bumpers. They can be found on the Trello board, and specifically the Enablement on Demand Trello board, in the location of create video, on the card create video to demonstrate adding standard bumpers to your video. Once you open that card up, there is a link in here to a Dropbox location where you can download the bumpers. When you open it up, you'll see there's two categories. There's the end frame and the startup. On the end frame, if you open this up, there's one MP4. Save that to a location on your computer. And then on the startup, you're going to see multiple files in here. The only one you actually need is the master. So make sure you download the master and put that onto your computer. Alright, now that you've downloaded your bumpers, you need to import them into your Camtasia project. This is done by choosing the import media, and then choosing import media again, and then browsing to the location of those files. In my case, I put them in two different directories. I did a Kofax end and a Kofax startup. So first I'm going to go to my Kofax startup. I'm going to grab the master and hit open. I'm going to do this again, go back up in here to import media, but this time rather than going to startup, I'm going to go to my end and I'm going to grab my end frame. Okay, so now I'm going to apply the bumper to my project. So the first thing I'm going to do in my case is remove that awesome intro and put in the Kofax approved bumper. So to remove it, in my case, everybody's project's going to be a little bit different. But in my case, I've got a bunch of call outs so I could put some text into the beginning part of that video, and then I've got a video track and then an audio track. So I'm going to delete all of these different items on different tracks that went along with my particular intro. So now my intro is gone. So if I start that and I hit play, it's just going to play a bunch of black space where that video was before. I'm going to pause that and go back to the beginning. I want to bring in my new bumper, which is this guy right here. One thing that I always do, this is just kind of, I think, maybe a best practice for Camtasia, is I just remove all empty tracks just to keep it a little bit cleaner. But now I need a new track for the intro. So I'm going to add in a new track. And you do want to put these bumpers on their own track, or at least a track that has empty space, because we're going to try to do some overlap so that the beginning part of our video is overplaying the bumper just a little bit. So I'm going to grab the master, which is the bumper that goes at the beginning of the video, and I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it right here at the beginning, and I'm going to hit play and see how this looks. So as I hit play, that looks pretty good, but there's a lot of white space, and now we're going black because there's some missing stuff. So what I need to do is move my entire project to the beginning part of this video. So what you do is you select all of the different moving components of your different tracks. I'm not going to do everything, you get the idea, but you can do a control or a shift and you can select all the different items. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and slide all this over at once. My advice to you is do the entire thing all at one time. Select everything and move it all at once. That way your audio and video isn't getting put out of order. I'm also going to delete this transition at the beginning because there's a very specific transition I need to use for these bumpers. So I'm going to delete that transition. I'm going to come back up to my transitions up here, and I'm going to grab a fade. And after speaking with the Kofax marketing department, they specifically want us to use a fade transition here. So I'm going to grab that fade transition. I'm going to select it right down here to the first video that's going to overplay that. And if you notice here, my Kofax intro ends right here, but there's a lot of white space at the end of that Kofax intro. I don't want on my videos, I don't want to have to make the person listen to all of that white space. So I'm going to have it overlap a lot into that. And this is kind of a guessing game, and you're going to have to add a little finesse to get it right. But I've found kind of right in about here, a quarter in, is where it looks pretty good. So let's go to the very beginning and see how this looks. Hello, and welcome to the Kofax Enablement Videos on Demand. So in that case, that's just not quite close enough. So you can see this will take a little bit of time to get it exactly right. And again, everybody's going to look different depending on how you have the beginning and part of your video. So I'm just going to move this just a hair more, and I think that's going to be just about right. Actually, I'll move it just a little more, not too much. Right there. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Kofax Enablement Videos on Demand. This video, okay, so that's exactly how I want my intro. So I'm going to leave it just like that. Now it's time to do my outro or my ending bumper. So to do that, I'm going to go down to the very end of my video here, and I've got an audio track and an ending video. Same thing as the beginning. I'm going to delete those guys, but this time, rather than bringing in the beginning video, I'm going to bring in the ending video. So I come back to my clip bin, and in here I've got the end frame. So I'm going to take the end frame, I'm going to put it in again in its own track, and I'm going to have it kind of just, you want it right there at the end. Let's test this out. Move this guy over to the end here. I've got so many tracks and different things displaying in there, it takes a little bit to scroll over. Alright, so let's just see how this thing ends up. Now you know how to disable the force valid button, and thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, and so that's how you apply the bumpers to your enablement on demand videos. On this end frame, make sure you do not use a transition. That marketing did not want us to do that. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.